Colts fans. It's time to get on your feet and make some noise. Here they come. Your Cloverdale Colts.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Colts Highlight Show. Today we'll be looking back at the Friday, November 22nd game against Richmond A1 that the Cloverdale Colts A2 team played. Another regular season game here for them as they continue on with the season. We see the teams warming up. There's Richmond in their white jerseys here today. The Colts will be wearing their blue jerseys on the right side of the screen. This will be the first time these two teams have met this season, so we'll have to see how this one goes. Richmond has had a decent record so far in league outings, near the top of the standings. The Colts do have some lineup concerns they'll have to deal with. Mitchell Anderson remains out with concussion symptoms. He'll be joined out today with fellow forward Zach, the team's leading scorer, unable to play tonight, as well as defenseman Riley. Colts defense also dealing with some injuries. Bryson will be starting this game, but he's been out with an ankle injury sustained in practice. He's going to give it a try here today, but you'll see shortly into the highlights. He leaves the game in the middle of the first period, leaving the Colts with just 4 defensemen going through most of the game. Max will be the starting goalie today, and he has also been dealing with some injury concerns this season. Ankle and groin injuries having sidelined him for parts of the season. He's trying to return from that here tonight, so we'll have to monitor that situation as well. And with all that, let's head to the first period highlights. And it's going to be Richmond that gets off to the hot start in this one. Here they are, forechecking down in the Colts zone. And as the forward tries to make a move around a player to beat them rather than just getting the puck out, Richmond's able to strip the puck away there and come in on net and put that in and get up 1-0 very early in this game. Here they come, looking for more. The pass was going to go to the back door there. It gets knocked by the defender in front of the net to a Richmond player, but Max does well to make a nice save. Next, we see Seth creating a turnover in the corner there with some physical play. And he gets that puck out front to Jesse, who tries to corral it and get a shot off, but it ends up going wide. Richmond gets a point shot here that rebounds out to the high slot to a player there who gets a second shot at it, but Max comes across and makes a nice save. Here's the chance the Colts create off the forecheck as Trevor moves that out front to, I believe that was Tyler there, who tries to pull it around the goalie, but the goalie makes a nice save. And that's going to lead to some calamity for the Colts here as the puck hits the seam in the gate there, and Noah tries to chop it out on the backhand, but it's too weak, and the Richmond team bats it down and puts it home and goes up 2-0. But let's have a look. This is the same gate the Colts used to enter the ice surface earlier at the beginning of the game, and you can see it catches an edge there, and it comes out at an awkward angle that puts Noah in a tough spot, and as he puts it up the middle, Richmond is able to capitalize. Here we see some rough play along the wall there. Linden and a Richmond player getting into it a bit before the camera pans away. The referee comes in and gives a head contact penalty to Linden and Linden only, and thus Richmond is on the power play. So here they go to work, working to the right point. That shot that bounces off of Max's leg right out to the player on the weak side there, and he's able to easily deposit that into the net, making this a 3-0 game. As mentioned in the preamble to these highlights, Max has been nursing an injury. You can see the change in netminders being made here. Logan coming in after all those times that Max has had to move laterally across the crease. So some protective measures there from the coaching staff. And that's rewarded right here by a nice save by Logan on that chance from Richmond right in front. So a good start for Logan as he comes into this game cold. It's a move that seems to have maybe changed the Colts' fate a bit here as we see Jesse come in for a good chance there on that 2-on-1. And then off this one face-off, then puts the puck low and it bounces right out front to Noah, who is Johnny on the spot and taps at home past the glove of the Richmond goaltender. And the Colts are back in this one now. It's only 3-1 for Richmond as we see Noah with the good hands there to tap that past the goalie as it bounced off the backboards and then off the side of the net before landing on his stick in the crease. Colts dumping the puck down the ice, looking to get another one here to make it 3-2, but instead, as the goalie covers that up, Jesse gets his stick into the goalie's padding, and we've seen that a couple times this season from him. So that's going to be a penalty as the Colts head into the second period down 3-1. They do kill that penalty, but here they're under attack as if it was a power play, as we see Logan under attack by 3 Richmond players down low. And now it's 4-1. Here we see Richmond with a defensive gaffe of their own as they leave 2 Colts all alone in front of the net, and the puck gets shuffled down there, but Jesse's unable to put that home past the goalie. This line's having a strong night, though. Here, Jesse sends Seth away down the right side, cuts in front there, but he can't get it to go in. And here's more from that line as Carnes sends some airmail down the right side of the rink. Jesse's going to jump onto it, cut hard down. He's going to have to cut right back in front of the net, but the puck gets left there in the crease by the Richmond goalie, and Seth, following up the play, taps it in on the backhand, and it's now 4-2 for Richmond. Off the ensuing face-off, Richmond's going to try and get it back, though. They're going to come down on the defenders that are playing catch with it and pick that puck off along the wall and come down, but watch the Colts players all crash down on the crease here. So a good bit of team defense there from the Colts, preventing a better opportunity. And as they say in hockey, defense leads to offense. So after that good play down low, this line comes back the other way. Tyler gets a shot that almost handcuffs the goalie up high, but he's not ready for that low to high pass from Arjun out front to an unchecked Jordan, who's able to tap that past the unsuspecting goaltender. Let's watch that play here. Nice little deft pass. It looks like it hits the side of the net, bounces right onto Jordan's stick, and he's able to put it home. And the Colts are right back in this one now. It's 4-3 for Richmond. And here's an excellent opportunity for them to tie it up as Noah gets that loose puck in the high slot there and gets a good look at the short side on the goalie's blocker, but he is unable to find the twine. Here we see a little bit later, Jesse trying to get it across the line there. The Richmond players are lined up pretty well, couldn't get across, and then he's going to get his stick in on the hands of the player, and that's going to be a penalty. So the Colts are going to go back to the penalty kill. The Richmond defender is going to walk this one to the middle of the ice and put it on net where they have a player in front who gets a tip. Logan makes a nice save and then is able to direct the puck up and over the glass there from in tight. The Richmond power play continues to look dangerous, though. There's a pass to the left flank for a good chance there that Logan's able to turn aside. And then they're able to skate in off the half wall for another good chance. The power play is finally going to connect here for Richmond as they work it up to the top, where they're able to take a point shot low to an unchecked player on the short side who tips it over Logan, and it's 5-3 now for Richmond. But here's a bounce back for the Colts. Jesse taps that puck up to Seth. He pulls away from the defenders on a breakaway, shoots it back to the other side of the net on the blocker side, and the Colts are back in it again, 5-4 with some resilient play here in the second period. This is, of course, Seth's second goal of the game, and this line continues to have a big night. And there's going to be more opportunity for the Colts here as they're going to go to the power play after this penalty right here by Richmond. An interference play by the defender as the Colts player was trying to chase a loose puck in the neutral zone. So here we go to the power play for the Colts. They're going to set up off the opening draw here with a pass out to Orson on the point. He does a nice stop and cut move to evade one forechecker, but bobbles the puck and loses it to the second one. And that results in a breakaway goal, shorthanded for Richmond at a time when they were vulnerable there. That's going to put them back up by 2, a 6-4 hockey game. And it's nearly 7-4 here as that player gets a chance in tight, gets it past Logan's blocker, it appears, but it looks like it bounced off the post and comes out the other side. Until here's a play again where the defender and Logan get mixed up, and they both bump into each other, and that leaves a loose puck for the Richmond player to come in and collect and put into the net. And it is now 7-4 as we head into the third period, after the Colts did well to get closer in this game and looked like they were threatening to tie it. The Colts are not going to give up, though. Here's a good tip off of an Orson shot from the point, and then here's Arjun coming down the right side, putting the puck up high. Looks like it hits the goalie in the shoulder and pops over. More chances as Orson puts it across the linen. He steps in, puts the puck on net, and 3 Colts are there banging away at the loose puck. They can't find it. It comes out to Orson, and he gets another shot from the high slot prime location, and it looks like it just goes wide on the glove side. Here's a play to remember a little bit later. Arjun getting tied up with a Richmond player near the entrance to the Colts bench, and he, at the end, sweeps his foot a little bit there to take that player down. And then a couple minutes later, when the play finally stops, here you see the linesman going up to the referee to say that he wanted to call a 4-minute slew-footing penalty on Arjun, who is already on the bench. So for the third time in the last 2 games, a linesman has called a 4-minute double minor on the Colts that the referee has missed. A strange occurrence. You don't see that very often. See it 3 times in 2 games is quite a lot. And the Colts are going to respond by drawing first blood on this penalty. It's a shorthanded goal here as we see Noah working it down ice and just firing it towards the front of the net from the corner. It's going to hit the goalie and bounce in. And a shorthanded goal is going to get the Colts back within 2. Here you can see on the replay the shot hitting the defender maybe or the goalie in the shoulder. Either way, it pops over into the net, and there's a celebration at the Colts bench. But Richmond is still on the power play, so they're going to go back to work in the Colts zone, looking for that player backdoor. It hits Orson, and then Logan slides across and covers it up to get the whistle. Richmond keeps coming, though. The defender at the top comes down the left side and easily makes their way around the forward coming out. The rebound pops to the player in front as 2 defenders there had 1 player. And that's an easy goal on the power play for Richmond to get it back to 8-5. Looking to make it 9-5, coming in on the right, and Logan gets the shoulder up and makes that save. Colts come back the other way as a Richmond player goes flying after an attempted check. The puck comes right out front to Jordan, who whips a shot wide of the net. Right off the faceoff here, Jesse finds himself all alone with the puck in front of the Richmond net, but he can't find a way through the goalie. And it's going to get ugly for a frustrated Colts team here as time winds down. First, Arjun takes this penalty for getting a stick up high on that defender and raking it across his head. And then later, while killing that penalty, you see the player digging at the goaltender. So Karn's going to come across and slap that player across the face. That's going to be a penalty for Karn to put them down 5-on-3. And then as time expires in the game, Linden confronting a Richmond player behind the net who gets into a punching match with him there. A third player is going to come in, and Linden and that player are going to ultimately get fighting penalties. An undisciplined ending to the game that's going to cost the Colts their sportsmanship point. So they'll only have 2 of those in 5 games so far this year. Here we have the look at the stats for the game. Noah and Seth leading the way with the bulk of the production, 2 goals apiece. We see Logan also having a good outing, coming in cold there with 30 saves on 35 shots. So let's have a look at the stats overall for the season. Notable that Seth is starting to pull away with the goal lead, up to 21 goals now. And let's also shout out all those players with nice low penalty minute numbers. So let's have a look at how this result will affect the standings. There you see the Colts at the bottom of the table now with 5 losses. Many of them close, good games that the Colts could win, but so far they haven't been on the winning side of the ledger. The 2 sportsmanship points earned is the punishment that puts them into the basement below Ridge Meadows. The Colts' next game will be against that 3rd place team from Semiahmoo, the A1 team. That'll be on Tuesday night. So we'll see you then, folks.